I have the benefit of understanding what it's like to lead at a very different competitive level, a very different resource level, and a very different expectation level. And those lessons, those learning experiences have not been forgotten. I think there is a responsibility, even from this chair, for us to the extent we can remain connected. So one of the things that's happened since our last podcast is whether I liked the role or not, I was asked to co-chair what the NCAA leadership called the Transformation Committee. And I think it's really difficult to transform a large organization in big rooms filled with people. And so one of my light bulb moments was that experience that we're not going to be able to deal with all that's in front of us with the same type of thinking and strategies. We all have to come in a room and put our 32 Division I conference interests on the table and navigate to a wise decision. In fact, I think that's more of a threat than it is a point of hope. Yet, we do have to recognize there's a broader tie and a broader expectation. For instance, Jeff, when I went through the Transformation Committee experience, we asked, what is it that binds Division I together? And we asked this pretty broadly of commissioners, of those on the committee, of council members, and you'd hear a lot. I think it boils down to the essence of March Madness. People are not accessing this Division I label absent the hope of grabbing the brass ring of being an automatic bid recipient in March Madness and then being a Cinderella story. You take that away and Division I looks very different. And so how do we respect that commitment is a relevant question for us all, including me. I think you can see from my statements around my work there and even since that we've remained committed to the breadth of Division I. Does it have to remain exactly as it is? I don't think it can. I think the external pressures are too great. Do we need to maintain a connection? Broadly, I think we need to give every effort before we walk away. And I think some of the questions that you asked about Tony and I and our interest driving us in a certain direction ought to be asked of the other 30 conference commissioners as well, ought to be asked of the 22 that are not in the FBS, ought to be asked of the so-called group of 5 in FBS. Are their interests driving them away from a commitment to the needs of Division I? Because I don't think that question just resides here. And I don't think that responsibility just resides here.